Welcome back to Malmö. Things are about to get real serious here for 3 teams, and, well, 3 others are going to have to look to the side, look back at their flight reservations, and check those seats in, probably sooner rather than they expected. Group B's best of 3 is upon us, which is an elimination game between Mousesports and the Evil Geniuses, both having faced adversity and one having just hoisted a trophy in New York. So, quite the storylines as we see these teams get set up. We do know that the real thing here for EG is the fact that they're warming up listening to Travis Scott, and that is one thing that we have had reported for us, at least to this point.
The win condition.
The win condition. And the other win conditions would be my, my esteemed colleagues here in Potter and Sponge. Well, we could start this anywhere you want, but right away, I just want to say, Mouse versus EG, what a time to be alive. Just seeing these 2 names playing each other, that's pretty crazy.
They are some old school org names, hey? I mean, I remember even back in 1.5 in the CPL days, both of these teams were competing even back then. So it's definitely a pleasure to see EG back within the scene, and it's exciting.
This lower bracket trace has become hell on earth for Counter-Strike players right now, because look at this. Liquid versus North.
Oh.
Like, the way that Liquid have come into this tournament, that could go either way. Mousesports, they didn't start great yesterday, but nor did EG. And then you look at how the top side of the bracket, Optic, NIP, Greyhound, what the hell is going on right now in Group B?
What has happened here? That's right, Liquid and EG in the lower bracket. North American fans not rejoicing over that one. And nobody ever said NACS, lol, that one's dead too. So
yeah, we've got rid of that one in New York.
We killed that one. That one's a pretty much a done deal. One thing that we will do here is give you 3 reasons why, and well, actually, we're not going to do it. It's going to be Christine. Take it away, Christine.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got the 3 reasons why here, and this is going to be the 3 reasons why. This is actually, the challenge starts now for EG. And reason number 1, it is harder to stay number 1. And when everyone else in the world is copying you and looking up to you and trying to be you, it just becomes a lot harder, and you have to start adapting and evolving your gameplay. Reason number 2 is this honeymoon period. How long is this going to last? This team truly haven't been tested, and how are they going to go through the turmoils of losing and get out on top of that? Reason number 3 is tough competition is 2019. These teams and these players are elevating their level, and they're just getting better and better. And we can clearly see that here at this Masters. So those are my 3 reasons, guys.
3 reasons. Brought to you, of course, by Christine Chi. Chad, thoughts?
We do like a stamp of approval thing.
Yeah, let's try that one again. That wasn't...
You were very aggressive.
Yeah, I went a little too hard. I'm so
aggressive.
sorry.
Yeah. I don't break anything,
you know,
yeah. Talking
talking about aggression and talking about all the things that could come from aggression, we do have a bit of a time that we're going to call Fun with Frankie. Let's see what this is all about.
It's not about winning, it's about fun.
I'm not prepared for this. You only live about 20 minutes away from here.
Yeah, I live like 10 minutes away from the airport, so it's basically 25 minutes from Malmö.
Oh, nice. So across the bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is it tempting to like go and stay at home each night?
I mean, it is, but every time you're at a tournament, you want to have the tournament feeling being within the team. So unless we go maybe directly to playoff or something, then maybe I would take a day at home, but else I would stay here.
Where do you think we're going?
I have no idea.
We are in a parking lot, yes.
Sit down talking in the parking lot. Can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't answer my questions, there will be consequences.
Yeah, I have to walk home.
Or we'll never leave the car park. You decide.
Well, we have come to O'Leary's in Malmö because I need to see how good Carrigan is at bowling.
Yeah, I think I'm better than you, at least.
I think you're better than me as well. I've got no trash talk in me, to be quite honest. Okay, I think...
They are definitely stinky.
Yeah. Are they all Velcro? This does not go with my outfit. I resent this. Okay. Carrigan, I feel like I can ask you this now because you've had a phenomenal year. But reflecting on what happened in December when you were benched by FaZe, do you feel like actually it was the best thing that could have happened to you?
Like, there's much people don't really know about the situation. I think it came out now that at some point FaZe tried to sell Nico from Mirage. And at that moment, FaZe called me and said they wanted to create a team around me and FaZe. And 2 weeks later, I was on the bench. So obviously, that was kind of very confusing 2 weeks for me in FaZe Clan. What would I be? Where would I be? And suddenly, I had to go.
Talk to me then about the Mouse project. Who approached who?
Yeah, so basically I approached Mouse first when they decided to bench Chris and Stuco. The lineup was not interested in me at that point, Oscar, Robs, and Sonny. And then I was about to sign with Envy and make a team over there, and suddenly Mouse came and said like, the whole team is dead. We need to rebuild completely without the three players, and then bring back Chris and Robs. And in the end, we three guys talked together. Who will we see as the players? Who do we need? What role and stuff like this. So in the end, it was Mouse approaching me, but I kind of like asked if they wanted someone, and that was during the beginning of March. But in the end, they contacted me in like close to April.
Carrigan, how would you describe yourself in the event of a loss? Would you say you're a good loser?
I think I'm a bad loser. I have to go home and practice for the next few months to come back here and take a revenge next year in Malmö.
Okay, next year, we're going to have a bowling rematch.
We'll see, we'll see.
Okay.
I'll see if I'm prepared for the...
I'm now going to have to start practicing bowling and going really regularly around the world.
Fun with Frankie ends now, because it's time to get into the map vetoes, because we have to send one of these teams home, and because that's how these tournaments work. We do have to narrow it down to 3 maps between these Evil Geniuses and Mousesports. We talked to Kerrigan, or rather Frankie did. Had to have been an interesting couple of months for him, and now we look ahead of it. It seems like he's doing okay with Mousesports.
Yeah, I was actually the one that broke the news that Nico alphaed him out of the in-game leadership role within that team. So look, it is a really rough time, because as soon as I had it in Renegades, you can start feeling when your players are losing faith in you. Life becomes difficult. And life becomes difficult when you have to go up against EG, who play all 7 maps, Trace, and you have to ban nukes. So I'm not too sure who has... Well, no, I am sure. EG have the driver's seat in this veto. We should see Mouse remove nuke, and then EG get to choose whatever they're not feeling comfortable with at the moment. There we go, Vertigo. Not going to risk it, because we did see some good Vertigo stuff out of Mouse at the Major.
Yeah, but Christine, sometimes you have to risk it to get the biscuit, right?
You definitely do have to risk it to get the biscuit. I mean, these BO3, you're right. I mean, EG definitely have the advantage coming into this BO3. You only get that 1 veto, right? And so it is strange. I can't tell what map that is actually on the
Nuke's
screen.
gone and Vertigo is gone. So Mouse removed Nuke, and then this is where Mouse are going to have the first choice here. Yesterday they played Inferno, but it didn't look very hot for them, right? So I will be expecting them to steer maybe towards like a Dust 2 or Mirage, something like that, where it's more in the wheelhouse of a traditional Mousesports.
Or they stick to their guns. No, there we go. Mirage for Mousesports, Train for the Evil Geniuses. We saw Train being played there in New York. Now we're going to see it again from EG. Did they look good in New York on it?
Yeah, so Train is one of these maps where they've been able to take Astralis on, right? We've seen this before. We've seen them be able to make those plays, which they've been renowned for against Astralis, and get across the line. Cirque looking fantastic. They were very proactive. That was some of the things I noted with their Train game. But these are both good maps for both teams. Mousesports are no slouches on Train either. Coming in the third map, I think both teams would maybe be comfortable with an overpass, because Mousesports recently started playing it, and that's something which it'd be a little bit difficult if you don't know their pacing and style on that. An overpass will be the third.
Wow, Chad, you quite the prophet yourself.
I did my job today.
A little bit of an oracle.
I'm going to get paid.
Yeah, perhaps.
This is really good. No, but look, I just want to make a point here quickly about EG. You have to remember where this team came from. Daps built a fundamental base with this squad. They had Fugly there as his 2IC in terms of, you know, playing roles and playing fundamental CS. Now that they have Stan on the team, they still have all the fundamentals that they had with Daps, but they're going for so many more plays. And just because those plays get you the victory against Astralis in a grand final of a best of 5, that's not going to get you the wins against Greyhound. That's not going to get you the wins against Mousesports. Take it back to your B game. Win with your B game, win with your standard level, then you can pull out the plays when things are working. That's just one thing I want to point out for EG.
Or pull out those plays when you absolutely have to, rather than
you can't rely on them.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to do now is talk a little bit about the Mousesports in depth, and to do that we have to show you this roster. Maybe you can understand where it is that Kerrigan has been left off here, aside of Chris J, Frozen, Rops, and Walks. Like a ton of young talent on this team, and they've showcased it over the time.
They definitely have, and I mean, speaking about that young talent, yesterday they didn't really show up. We saw Kerrigan show up, and we saw Rob show up. These are the 2 veterans on this team, but Walksick and Frozen, these 2 youngsters, they were very quiet, and they got into that Inferno game way too late. And so, you know, we heard Kerrigan in that interview after the fact, speaking of his team is kind of known for slow starts within these tournaments, but now you had that slow start and all of a sudden you're facing EG in an elimination match. So they certainly cannot afford to have a slow start here in this series.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at this guy, he's looking at us, we're looking at him. When we talk about Kerrigan, this guy has gone through so much. He's seen so much Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Is he able to just completely translate all of that into the server with his teammates?
It's difficult because you're constantly rebuilding, right? But we heard from him yesterday. He was kind enough to give us a losers interview, quite a good losers interview actually. And we were speaking about the fact that they were having success in opening duels, but then from there, when they fell back and they were playing the percentages, when they were playing correctly, that they were just getting bullied and beat down, pushed in by NIP, who were then multi-killing them on the bomb sites. And he said, if you lose both kills on the B bomb site, even if you're up in a 5v4 advantage situation, we all know how difficult it is to retake, right? He pointed that out. We can see right here he had this ace, and this sort of 14-8 scoreline. So he's doing his absolute best in a matchup where his star players are not performing. They need to perform today. Karrigan is not a win condition in terms of frags, but in terms of calling, and that's a death stare that I haven't seen for years.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at you, looking at us, looking at you. Like, that's just insanity right there.
I feel like this has become just a Karrigan standard
Let
now.
him do it. You know, let him do it. I don't know who keeps, you know, just
Is
ruining
the camera
this for
blinking
us.
first?
I think so. That must
The
be what
camera
it
is
Wow,
blinking,
Chad.
yeah. Camera
Good
lost.
observation. You can't win a staring contest against Karrigan.
He's going hard. All right, well...
I'm not moving very fast, though.
No, they changed their jerseys today as well, apparently.
Huh. Yeah, maybe that's the secret. Anyway, we can talk more in depth about this lineup. We can talk about these youngsters. But I guess who stands out outside of that of Karrigan, and why should they really be elevating their gameplay today?
For me, it's Rops. And not necessarily just because he had a good game yesterday, because I think that Karrigan is going to turn him into a superstar. Within the old Mousesports, it was more directed towards Sunny, and Rops was a safe pair of hands.
You know, I'm looking at Frozen. As I mentioned yesterday, he was quiet, and Frozen is the player that Karrigan uses and utilizes the most within the server. He's the player that's just running and gunning down and waiting for the splashes for his teammates and creating that space. And so when he's having a rough game, or his teammates are having a rough game and they can't capitalize off of the advantages that he gains, whether that be in space or whether that be in contact or aggression, he just ends up being at the bottom of the scoreboard and they end up losing. So he certainly has to get back into the game, and hopefully Karrigan has a better game plan coming into this one.
Yeah, perhaps that'll be the story that Karrigan has kind of put his team right here on the shelf in a safe space, way out of reach of EG, the evil geniuses, which is on the other side of this equation. Breeze, Cirque, Stanislaw, Tarek, and Ethan. Talking about EG, you might have recognized them as NRG before, but they elected to get rid of the NR and just added an E.
Yeah, and they were undefeated up until some Aussie boys walked on in and decided to beat them on Nuke. So, look, the Australians occasionally can get a victory, but this one right here, obviously we know the conditions. We talked about it all yesterday. I'm not going to harp on it anymore. Everyone understands at this point. But looking at this squad, pound for pound, you look at these individuals, Breeze, Ethan, obviously Tarek coming in, but Stanislaw was the final piece of this puzzle. He was added in. He was an upgrade of an in-game leader fragging-wise for Stan, and that's what we saw out of him in the New York Grand Final.
Yes.
He was an absolute monster. I haven't seen anybody go that mad since Donnie T.
Well, it was going to happen eventually, and the mic dropped from Chatty B. And that'll be the last event he works in America. No, I'm kidding. No, the reality is this. The change is here for Stanislaw. Stanislaw has kind of reinvented himself in a lot of ways through this energy, through this EG lineup. And it's pretty cool to watch.
It really is cool to watch, and harping once again on this Nuke match versus Greyhound, you know, what's really interesting is Breeze was hitting his shots, Ethan was hitting his shots. So Chad, I think you're absolutely right. They do kind of have to rely on their B game. They can't always just rely on their heavy hitters to get in their faces like they do versus those tier 1 teams. You got to have a backup plan that sort of forms your foundation and consistency so that you have something to fall back on when your A game isn't working out.
Sure, when they're playing their best, that's when the players can come out, right? When you're feeling more comfortable. Here we can see them getting in the huddle, getting ready to go, and the head-to-head we actually presented was Breeze and Rops, two of the heaviest hitters from both of these squads. So if you're a Mousesports fan, you need Rops to have a good day today, and the same thing with Breeze, who consistently performs against Astralis, which you can't say for too many star players in the world. Actually, I don't even think I could pinpoint 3 players that consistently perform against Astralis. They're good at shutting Simple down, they're good at shutting Zywoo down. Breeze, however, has just been a steady performer up until this point.
And the interesting part about Breeze's story, Christine, and maybe you can touch on this a little bit, is the fact that this guy was kind of under the radar for a long time in North America. Between him and Ethan, what was it that really got them out there?
You know, what's interesting is back in 2015, I believe it was, Breeze was offered a spot on the CLG Blue lineup, which had Tarek and Ethan on that lineup. And he declined that offer while he was actually orgless. He wasn't getting a paycheck, but he wanted to stick with Daps. He wanted to stick with Daps as his in-game leader, and I think that really developed him into the player that he is today. And you're absolutely right, Chad. He is absolutely a pleasure to watch in that server. I think it really has to come down to his philosophy with him and his teammates and his IGL. When you're watching Breeze, when he turns a corner and he's trying to execute or get into the bomb site, there's somehow, some way he knows exactly where his enemy is going to be, and that's that philosophy, that's that theory crafting that they go prepping going into that server. So he just understands the utility, and his teammates' pressure is going to funnel his enemies into a specific area. So he just makes his kills look so easy.
Yeah, and perhaps it's easy for Breezy, but it's not going to be easy for you two, because I have to ask you for a prediction. We're going to start with you, Christine. I need to know who you think is going to win the series. I'm
going to have to go with EG, even though I do think that yesterday was a very long day for them. I think jet lag, they're still going to be a little bit jet lagged, but I'm going to go with EG, man. Breezy, easy.
I think yesterday was a bit of a wake-up call. I think today they should be back for a bit of a redemption. It's not going to be as easy as what it should have been against Greyhound yesterday for them today. We'll probably go all 3 maps. But I'm hoping for the sake of the tournament that EG are able to pick up this victory and we get maybe a Liquid versus EG decider for who's going to be in the arena, Trace.
Oof, and it's so spicy so early on. I mean, usually I don't like the appetizers that spicy. I usually like the buffalo wings as the main course. So I'm going to have to side with that of Evil Geniuses just because the jet lag has to be gone by now, right?
And Buckethead.
And Buckethead. Like, who gave us a memorable moment other than that?
Yeah.
It was EG. Meanwhile, talk about memorable moments. These two, this dynamic duo is creating them time and time again inside of the server, telling you the story, delivering you the action. It's our commentators, Henry G and Machine.
Oh, that was quite nice.
That was lovely, wasn't it?
I was expecting some sort of caveat with that, but
I thought there was a butt coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always look forward to the butt, but not this time.
Alex, I have to say, the quality of Counter-Strike yesterday, it won't go down as one of the greatest days.
No.
I'll say the same for the casting as well.
Yeah, raise our hands
Wasn't
there.
great. No. Wasn't our best work, but today we've had some sleep. We're feeling good. Everyone's looking kind of chipper on the server. We saw Stanislaw, nice smile on his face. Carrigan's having a stare down on the camera. Yeah. It's all looking good.
It is, and I mean, this matchup, admittedly, the time we're having it, day 2, game 1, lower bracket, best of 3 between these two teams. It's not where I'd love to be seeing these two teams playing, and of course the desk have covered as to how they got here. Of course, a best of 1 slip up for both of these teams, but I actually want to start by asking how much of a slip up you feel like Mousesports had yesterday, because we were casting it, and it was, I mean, for lack of a better word, lackluster.
Yeah, I really wasn't impressed with what they were putting down yesterday. Inferno's a great map for them. It just seemed like they were disjointed overall as a unit, weren't really cohesive in any sort of way whatsoever, and I feel like that's just an anomaly. It was a best of 1.
Yeah, okay.
They're slow burners, usually Carrigan teams sometimes are historically, and I'm hoping they can really turn up today, give us an epic barn burner affair here with all 3 maps played. EG also looked pretty underwhelming yesterday, but understandably so. Came straight from New York off the back of that big final and the victory, of course. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first best of 3 of the day. Evil Geniuses versus Mousesports. It's a CT start for EG, and we'll have a look at the overall buy for Mousesports here. We've got Carrigan with the P250 and Rops, a couple of those. Rops with the Superman purchase as he's been given a P250 with his Kevlar. They're going to be throwing a smoke in towards the standard positions. You can see towards steps and jungle. Might be a gap there. Watch out for that as Stanislaw looks to defend here from CT spawn.
No, he realizes he can't win that fight on his own. That's the gap you were talking about. A different one found by Cirque. Enables him to take 1 shot. The flash doesn't catch him, and Cirque, he just massacres 2 of them. Christian Wopzik on the push. Frozen's trying to make good on his promise to get this frag, and he can't do it. Cirque's finding the 3rd. And it puts Rops and Carrigan, make it just Carrigan in a very dire circumstance. EG, sure, the bomb goes down. We'll see a very spicy second round coming out from Mouse, but 4 from Cirque secures the 1st.
Yeah, really crisp stuff as well. Didn't panic at all. It's difficult to get multiple frags at close range with the USP, but he makes it look very easy indeed. That 2nd kill especially, that is impressive, let me tell you. As Frozen, he'll be dealt with, and Carrigan as well. So yes, like you said, the bomb planted, but they didn't find many kills, Alex. That's the problem. You need like 3 or 4 kills to yield the 3 rifles there. So they can have the option of taking a partial buy here and getting AKs out next, but they're going to go for the buy. It seems to be standard these days. So 2 rifles, as I said, no real kills found. So you get 1 Krieg for Rops and a Galil for Carrigan, and it's Voxic with the Scout, who's very well versed with that weapon.
Putting a rifle on Carrigan, by the way, is not too shabby of an idea, given he's been their 2nd highest fragger for the last 2 events. I mean, he really has been delivering when he has to, and it makes me wonder, where on earth is Frozen, where on earth is Voxic?
Yeah, those are the questions right now. But yes, when this team believes in Carrigan, he feels like he can play to his own ability and not be judged for it, perhaps. And that's going to be something that's going to be a very good strength for them going forward. We'll see if it's going to live up to expectations, as we do have the Galil for him. The problem is a distinct lack of utility overall. 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and pretty standard for Mirage. We're going for a slow default here. Going to be boosting up towards the window. And you can see Cirque watching that position. He's got the silence M4 after getting 4 kills in that pistol.
The the buy from Evil Geniuses as well, leaning very heavily towards the rifles.
Yes.
4 of them.
That's smart as well, right? They're really going for this round. Instead of having the SMGs and a couple of rifles, they're bringing out the same level of firepower to make sure they can come out on top. Tarek will find the first, could be Voxic taken down, and that's towards the B apartments, or Bartments, as we like to call them sometimes.
Yeah, some of us. Eat my shorts, man. Bartments. But Rops, however, does find the head of Tarek. He's not going to be ready for Breezy, though. I tell a lie. Wow, that's fast. Breezy didn't even hit a shot, and he's somewhat of a robot himself. Rops isn't done. What a way to start off the second round of play. They only had 1 rifle in the hands of Rops, really. The Galil of Carrigan, of course, but it's all Rops. Huge start. And puts Ethan in a dire circumstance. He's got to find 4. He does manage to lock onto the head of Rops, but it's nothing to write home about.
That's more like it from Mousesports. The individual prowess. And it's Rops as well. You can see a smile on their faces. We didn't see any of that yesterday. He was actually very quiet. You could see they were frustrated throughout that best of 1. This is looking like they're sprightly and they're up for it as well. That's a lovely connection through the wall towards Cirque as well. And it's going to be 1-1 at a force buy in response. We will see Deagles, 5-7s, and sometimes a push towards middle of these sort of buys, but for now, it's a bit more of a passive and standard setup when the CP forces. They're going to send 3 players towards B, and Tarek will take the first bit of damage there, down to 60 points of HP. He's actually pushed towards the underpass position, but looks like he has been detected. Christian will find it.
Oh, it's very hard to adjust to Cirque so fast and enables him to get the frag. I'm not sure if he can go on a retrieval mission. Looks like he is going to be racing against Rops in order to pick up that weapon safely, and does manage to do so. Now scarpering back to Bartmans. I'm never going to do that again, Henry.
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
No, hated it. Still, Molotov flies out towards the site, and Cirque is between somewhat of a rock and a hard place. Carrigan and Frozen already on the B site. Make it just Frozen as he's going to be getting his toes a little warm, but look at his positioning. It's prime, does get good damage onto Breezy, and Ethan's Deagle still in the feed. They're looking to change their plans and change them fast. Straight towards underpass. Breezy's in a great position to do damage, though, and catches another. Low HP, it doesn't matter. Now just Rops.
Yeah, you say just drops for the way he was playing previous round. He's still a solid chance of pulling this one off. Ethan pushing towards short. Down he goes, assuming he'd gone towards A at that point. 1 versus 1. But Breezy's been hitting some great shots, but Rops continues at that strong form. Easy as you like, he clears things up. It's 2-1, presumably 3 as well. Has to be the full eco from EG at this point. $2,000 per player. And Rops, cool as a cucumber, managing to pull that one off. It was Ethan pushing off short that yielded the victory, essentially. Just 1 bullet required towards Breezy, and he absolutely nails it, right in the skull.
Yeah, that was a huge adjustment from Rops. He's done that twice to Breezy in 2 rounds with his Krieg. Seems like it's the weapon of choice for Rops, and understandably so. EG, though, the 2 rounds that they have lost has been tooth and nail. Rifles, they had the distinct advantage in the second. They didn't have that same advantage in the third, but Mousesports still were pushed all the way. Voxic now with a MAC-10. Perfect weapon for the job up against a buy like this, and so he will start his charge. Great work, evades the flash and clearing the corners. The Molotovs have done a great job as well. Just ensuring, oh dear. Oh, I was going to say safe survival, but he's been caught. Great work with the USPs. A lineup from Ethan and Cirque from stairs and CT. That should be all, though. Just the 1 frag. It's something, but it's not going to be enough. Ethan managing to get 2 out of CT spot. And it will finally reach its conclusion. But bomb down, but 2 bodies drop from Mousesports. That's good damage, and will chip away at Mouse.
Well, there we have it. It is going to be 3-1, but you're absolutely right. That was a decent attempt there from EG. Money's starting to stabilize at this stage, but we've got Cirque on the glass cannon AWP. Not a massive deal of Mirage. It means you just have to adjust your playstyle. Can't be as aggressive as you'd like. Probably going to hold towards the window at the start and then see what his options are. It's going to be smoked out. He's actually going for a more aggressive play here. I like this. Cirque's got some fantastic movement. You can see how he gets himself in position, vaults up, and a push from Tarek as well as they drop the Astrala smoke towards top of middle. Molotov behind it, and Frozen watching the little gap there, seeing if any CTs do push up.
It's such a great way to get early mid control without too much of a risk.
And the thing is as well, even if you don't use that, the fact that smoke's down, they're going to have to use utility to actually flush that position now and clear the boxes and make sure there's no CT presence.
It's all part of the plan. And the plan, the man with the plans, Carrigan, now
Stan.
Returning towards spawn. Stan too certainly has a plan. He is the man.
Yeah, I thought that was where you're going with it.
Here on LAN, Stan has a plan.
Stuck the landing.
Looking sweet like a flan. I'm here all week. Try the veal. So, this is the shot. He's going to have to try and retreat after that one. It's warning shots from Carrigan. He's going to be sad he couldn't convert. But mid-control given and nade thrown in response. They do eat him. A hearty breakfast of flashbangs for Mousesports, but still, swinging, and the smoke could not have been a better timing, just as Stan would have caught a glimpse of Chris. It plumes and keeps him safe and sound for now. Stan's caught. And another one. Just 2 quick frags into the A site. That leaves Cirque and Ethan scarpering. They're going to have to try and place for that retake, if not for the 6th round.
This is much more like it for Mousesports. This is the team we know and love. Yesterday we didn't see any of this. You can see the timings are down, the individual shots are coming through, and now they have themselves a 5 versus 3. Cirque with 16 HP, no armor, no choice but to fall back. Got himself 4 kills in the pistol, currently sits on 6 and 3, and it's going to be 4-1 overall for the Mousesports squad now. And this is a very strong round for them. 5 players surviving. They can justify a bit of a hunt here as well. You can see Chris J working towards the underpass position. He can definitely take one of these players down. He's got Tarek right in front of him there, and Cirque on low HP watching towards the kitchen window.
It looked like Stan and Breeze got caught off guard there. Is that a timing they weren't expecting? Because he was on his way towards ramp right in the open.
So they flashed in from CT spawn there, trying to go for a pop flash. They could feel the presence of an A split coming through. So instead of sitting there with no utility, they thought 1 flashbang and try and get 1 frag back just to push the T's in towards one direction, the A ramp ideally, but the flashbang didn't affect them. They managed to hit the shots, and that's something that's really resonating with me right now. Mousesports, in terms of individual one-on-ones, they're winning almost every single duel right now, courtesy of that Krieg. 3 of those right now, AWP for Voxic, just Carrigan on the AK-47. EG really need to sink their teeth into this first half here. Mousesports will be up against just 1 AWP, 2 for masses, and a couple of M4s. So still enough here to get a buyout, but still compromised in certain facets.
Looks like it's going to be a quick take towards the apartments, at least initially. Chris J will tuck himself into that corner. You can see the lineup from Tarek in order to get a flashbang and a smoke in. Oof. Stealing all of those are the B apartment players that are watching. Keeping the B site on lock without having to expose himself. Top mid smoke late. We've seen this very common. Regaining control of middle. There's nothing really to fight for at this point in time. Second Molotov thrown out by Carrigan enables him to not have to worry about window. Breezy on short. His flashbang's going to be perfectly timed, and it does catch Frozen full. EG still have all of their players remaining for this defense, and they've put 3 of them in the right place. The B side, Chris J accelerating. Great flash enables him to cross without Cirque. The second, not so lucky. Rops, he's got down. Tarek's tucked in, and that should be an easy frag. Should be an easy round. Woxic's looking to change that, though. Great connection from the apartment. Stan elsewhere. Does find the frag on the lurk on A. That's Carrigan gone. Leaves 2. Woxic, Frozen, both in the apartments exposed. The Molotov forces him forwards into the crosshairs of Frozen. Things can slow down here a little bit. Doesn't look like they will. Ethan, under pressure, under scrutiny, does have a smoke for that molly, enables his escape, but it's not a guarantee. Stan's just about arriving on B now.
2 versus 2, bomb to be planted. They've done a great job to get this bomb down at this stage, as now we'll have an HP situation that's actually pretty equal at this stage. Incendiaries thrown in, hits available, but Ethan will be dropped. Advantage towards Mousesports once again. What a recovery this was. They had 3 players with the B bomb site. The crossfire was absolutely spot on, and now Stanislaw, the in-game leader, left with a very difficult clutch. He's got 1 kill to his name so far, and he might stay there. Wonderful stuff from Mousesports once again.
Yeah, they handled it so well. Woxic, he comes online exactly when he needed to. His teammates falling foul to a great B defense initially from EG, but Woxic just managing to catch the late arrivals with his AWP and managed to finish it alongside his teammate.
I loved it from Frozen as well. The fact he used the Molotov towards Tarek's position, flushes him out, and then punishes with the Krieg. And you're right, it's Woxic who steps up, goes above and beyond for the squad, and they'll have to take another partial buy here on the EG side. It is slightly a CT-sided map, so this is a bit of a rough start, but still plenty of rounds to be played in the first, and never really over until you'll see the half slip away. If you do lose the half on the CT side, you're in a bit of a troublesome position, but they can still come back and win it.
Yeah.
So there's still every chance of that happening with Desert Eagles at P250. Very good with the pistols individually. See if they can start stepping up. Haven't seen much from EG apart from that pistol victory.
Yeah, I mean, Cirque, he had a great start. 4 frags in his pistol round. And back to the pistols now, round 7. So now this is going to be a very telling round. Will Mousesports overcommit? They have fallen foul to this before. Great catch from Stan already. Rops towards Palace, gone, and now, oh, they're filling the feed oh so well. Breezy and Ethan with their Desert Eagles. An upgraded AK finds the last, a third for Breezy in that round, and a flawless victory for Evil Geniuses. Not only that, but I'm seeing 3 Kriegs now on the CT side. That round could not have gone better.
Well, that's going to light the fire beneath them. Have a look at these Deagle shots coming through. We said they were decent with them, and Breezy's showing us how powerful he can be. Oh, that was filthy. That is a sign of things to come, I'm sure. More of that, please.
Yes,
Double ult
please.
set up with Tarek and Cirque looking to get their first half rolling here. Going to have a B rush coming through. The flashbangs are changing up the pace for decent utility from the likes of Tarek and Ethan. We'll see if this is going to be enough. It's going to be Breeze open things up. He's got the Krieg in hand and he's going to town once again, but equal trades does enable a potential plant to come down here. Bombs down on the site, but Cirque's in position to catch any players crossing towards the bench.
Bomb in the hands of Frozen. He seems like it's going to be his priority, and rightfully so.
Bomb has been planted.
Now EG will be the ones that have to come to them. Rops, a prime after plant position for him. Woxic in the apartments. He'll be catching Stan should he commit to this. And Ethan and Cirque both coming from the kitchen. This is the fight he needs to win. Nice work from Stan. Frozen, however, keeps things level. It's going to be that really awkward smoke now around that door. Rops is going to use it as cover, quasi-cover for now. Time ticking away, it's becoming a factor, and that's perfect from Ropsy. Leaves it all on Stan. He's done great work already, but to find 2, it's almost too tall of a task, and it's Rops to find his second. 6 now for Mousesports, and another take on the B.
Yeah, Rops is just playing out of his mind right now. It's good to see so many players turning up in buckets and spades here. Rops winning out with the Krieg once again, certainly looking confident in his own ability there. Love that play, sitting in the smoke and using it as a veil as the CTs rotate through. And as the panic starts to set in, as a bomb ticks away, they have to push through eventually. And he's got the advantage every single time with that positioning. And there it is, a B rush working out for Mousesports there. A calculated one there. There are a couple of set smokes on their path towards the B bomb site. Calculated flashes too. Managed to get the initial trades. That's what it's all about. You're never going to run in there and just get 5 players alive. CTs are always going to pit up a fight with their utility usage and flashbangs in return. But 6-2 now. Evil Geniuses. Backs to the wall. They have got the double op set up once again. An AUG for Stanislaw, a couple of M4s between Ethan and Breezy. Now, do they want to change up their setup here? Do they want to start presenting some mid-aggression, trying to challenge towards those B apartments a little bit more of the AWP instead of sitting on the site? Time will tell as they send Cirque towards the window. I think this is the mid-push potentially. Breezy's going to be joining Cirque here towards the window at the very start. He will be boosting up towards CPL, however. Just going to be watching short himself. Tarek to hold B solo. They're anticipating that rush won't come in again, and they would be right. It is an A focus there. Slight execution off the very get-go of the round. Huge
gap on the CT smoke. Carrigan can get caught. Instead, he jumps across it, maybe aware that that is something he has to worry about. But oh no, couldn't expect or prepare for Stan so close in the smoke. Breezy's got another one. Mousesports, their best bet is to get that bomb down, but even then, this is going to be difficult. 5 players from EG on that retake. They called the tack pause and already are primed to pick up their 3rd round at this point. Rops has got a lovely angle for that CT spot. 2 would be emerging from there. But he doesn't have any trade potential. Chris J's on triple. Rob's perfect flash and execution leaves Chris J in very dire circumstances. Woxic, they know exactly where he is. This round's as good as over. He'd have to do something rather ridiculous. Couldn't find the 1-tap. And so Evil Geniuses. Patience prevails on the defense of A.
Well, there we have it. You can see Carrigan and his mentality right now, trying to keep things thick and fast.
He just charged.
Yeah, so they had the B rush in the round before, hoping they would maybe boost the defenses on that side of the map. He then goes for a fast A execution, as fast as he possibly could at that stage. It worked out for the initial bomb plant, but they lost the trades there at the very start. It was nice, patient play, as you said, from EG. Stanislaw waiting for CD spawn. He knew they'd be pushing towards that ticket booth position, and now Mousesports finally have been broken. We're not going to see much at all, and Cirque will have a bit of a shooting gallery here towards middle as he challenges the Deagles, but they're going to try and take him down. Chris J doesn't normally nail that shot, to be fair, but Cirque a little bit too fast this time.
He knew it was coming, and he gets another. Woxic on the cross. It was Frozen to finally do what his teammates couldn't. But Cirque, that was brave. It seems stupid to say because he's got the AWP and they've got a Deagle, but he saw the Deagle being retrieved. He knew that Frozen, or I think it was Chris J actually, would have another go, and he just holds the line, holds his nerve. Breezy will keep mid safe and sound, puts Rops then into an impossible scenario for round 10. Just going to be hoping to find just 1 head or so. But Evil Geniuses, the way you framed it, looking to still win that half, it's still possible, of course. To string together some rounds. That's their 2nd back-to-back.
Yeah, they're really starting to come online now. Decent round, managing to keep 4 players up, especially that double AWP. And now the money's actually got a nice reservoir to work with here. We'll see if they want to start changing things up. That's when we normally see CTs presenting their own offense when they have money to spare. They can actually start taking some risks instead of holding up in their default stance. No AWP on the T side, not really required on Mirage, but we'll see now if this is where EG can really run away with the first half. We're going to have Stanislaw pushing towards the A ramp. Could be flashed over here with the safety of the incendiary in front of him. Going to get himself tucked away on the A steps at least. In terms of the T setup, we've got 3 players towards the B apartments right now. Frozen looking to join them, and Rops on a bit of a lurk towards A. Nice stuff on Tarek, this time managing to open things up, takes down the in-game radar.
Yeah, that's a dream for Tarek. He gets a free frag and can just relocate. Whittles away at Mousesports attack before he even really has to feel too hot under the collar. Rops left to his own devices on A as the majority of his squad to start their work towards B.
So now they're hoping maybe Rops can crawl in towards Tetris and open things up. Cause a rotation, and he actually has got the kill. Cirque goes down, and Chris J finds one as well. This is going perfectly for Mousesports.
Chris J played that so well, walked under the angle, enabled him to find the off, but now Breezy, great work from him, enables Stan to have a chance at this round, and it is only a chance. Woxic and Rops, they are spread out. Stan's still on A, and therefore, with Woxic not getting this bomb down, it gives Stan somewhat of a moment to piece this one back together again. Rops, he's going to make no secret of his presence towards short, and Stan, with 40 seconds left, continues to hold the line.
Well, this is very well played from Mousesports, actually. Instead of rushing that bomb plant and risking Stanislaw lurking towards the kitchen and him popping out and actually having the advantage at this point, there's plenty of time. Foxy felt comfortable, might as well wait for Rops to get there, plant and have some cover. So yeah, sure, the bomb won't be planted as quickly, but they're a lot safer in doing so. They didn't even go for the plant, they're just waiting, biding their time. Stanislaw walks into that crosshair, it's going to be 7-4. This is turning into a great game of Mirage here, Alex.
Yeah, we're getting what we asked for. We knew we weren't going to be seeing the same teams that showed up yesterday and of course conceded their best of ones, but completely rejuvenated it seems. Great shots from Woxic. It's similar to that of Breezy. Both of them have made things look easy.
Absolutely true. I love that from Rops as well. As soon as they lost the first pick, his team is getting ready towards B. He manages to get an opening frag towards the A side and really make things uncomfortable. The pace started to be picked up once again. Mousesports looking to get towards middle, but actually just showing presence at the very start, taking all the vision away from the CTs to get frozen in towards CPL before anyone even realizes.
One of the best feelings, I think, as a T on Mirage is being in CPL unknown early. It's so powerful, not only for the steps, the information, but also the surprise factor late round.
Yeah, just holding there for like 45 seconds and listening out for those sound cues, stopping transition from short especially. They could go for an A execution now. We're frozen in that spot. CTs can't push off short and get towards connector quickly. They have to go through kitchen. If they do go towards short, Frozen's got such a massive advantage there. I would expect an A execution off this one. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Carrigan's going towards the underpass to go through connector. And his teammates now, yes indeed, at the A ramp, and a brilliant shot from Chris J and Frozen.
Oh, on both sides of the map, but immediately returned. Oh no! Oh, Carrigan gave Cirque an opportunity, and Carrigan, however, does make good on his opener. Gets the first and now the second, leaves Tarek in a 1 versus 2. AWP, it's not the weapon ideal for the job, certainly not once that bomb goes down. Carrigan making sure that happens ASAP. Going to walk out with this one. It's going to be about reaction time. Tarek's going to have to be so quick to adjust and catch him on the transition. Oh, that is so fast. Now he has the smoke. He doesn't have the kit, though, and that's going to make things difficult. He's looking to retrieve it now. Does find himself an AUG as well. It is the perfect scenario, perfect storm. Looking to draw the fire from Frozen. It's perfectly played by Tarek. Peanut Brain, eat your heart out. Galaxy Brains in the server. And it will be the 5th for EG.
Galaxy Brain indeed. There it is. That was very good from Tarek there. And it's going to be Frozen, who's just looking like a bit of a car horse after that one. He had a difficult day in the office on the server yesterday, and now looking to be taken down in the 1 versus 1. Very well played by Tarek. Gets the fake defuse going with the smoke. Makes things very uncomfortable. The spray has to come through. Didn't trust there was a fake defuse there. Spammed it, and down he goes. It's going to be 7-5, and an eco here for Mousesports. So back and forth gameplay. Mousesports were running away with it, but EG now winning out on some key clutches, starting to close the gap.
Early inquisitive play from Breezy in middle. As a deagle shot flies past the head of Ethan, I think he's going to respond with some utility. Smoke deployed towards Palace. That will slow Rops down if he was thinking about it. I think Mousesports were thinking about it, but that's enough. Dissuades them. They'll try it elsewhere. They don't have any utility, so it's going to be the bullets. And Carrigan's got himself in a pretty prime position to catch someone off guard. Breezy could get caught here. He's going to have a nade in his hand. Nope, just the FAM after now with back turned. He can profit. Looking to line them up and finish this one quickly. Zerk on another. Great handling of Chris J. That was an SMG. He really should have felt more pressured at that point, but he doesn't. Yeah, shrugs it off.
He knew exactly what was going on there. Zerk's looking incredibly good right now. Hits the toes of Frozen and follows it up as well. He's looking deadly right now. 15 kills to his name, 6-7. We did say they can come back and still win this half. It's looking to be the case at this point, as we do see them win 4 rounds out of the last 5. So they're doing a great job, and the money's looking decent right now. We'll see now if we've got a buy on the Mousesports side. Lost bonus starting to rack up at this stage. Beautiful stuff here from Zerk.
Did he shoot his toes? Yeah, he's just shooting off his nail polish.
Yeah, indeed. Chris J with, there we go, the AK at the very end there, just making sure they get everything they need. Didn't take a timeout just yet. Remember, the coaches can talk in the freeze time, so you won't see as many potentially. As now Frozen looking to open things up towards the connector. Takes a nade. Down to 77 HP. Things starting to slow down here slightly, but it's the flash attack towards the Palace position. We are going to see 3 players leak out, and now Stanislaw in trouble with the FAMAS in his hand.
Yeah, there is somewhat of a leak on A. Stan, however, looking to be the plumber of this analogy. Smoke will block Woxic's view. He's going to reposition, hope to keep hold of jungle. 4 versus 5. Stan's bleeding. And 3 members from CT. That's not the dream scenario for EG. Woxic, however, does expose himself. How is he still alive? Does manage to descend the ladder. Could still be in trouble. Ethan catching Chris J leaves 3 for Mousesports. Bomb's half ticked. Rops is playing for anyone to extend on towards the CT booth, and that's a jump. Can't quite hit the shot. Woxic's missing everything, and now it leaves Frozen. He's so doomed. Gets the first onto the low HP player. He has to stop the defuse. It's planted default, and so EG will take themselves their 7th, just in the nick of time.
What a brilliant round that was. Very exciting stuff. I like the call from Mousesports there. They got out safely of the Palace position. They managed to get decent trades, a bomb planted, but Woxic with some key opportunities there with the AWP. He hit a couple of great shots, but the ones he missed actually cost him the round there as it goes 7-7. Money should be in an okay spot, potentially not. I'm seeing an MP5. You don't see those too often. That's going to be in the hands of Frozen. A couple of MAC-10s as well, and we'll have 1 rifle on the form of Galil. This is not a strong round for Mousesports here, so presumably going to be going very quickly off this one, and indeed it's going to be the B-rush once again. They found success before in the full buy. Can they do it with the SMG?
They're ahead of the Molotov. That's something, but Tarek tucked into the corner. He was playing anti-flash and does manage to have enough vision to find a lineup for 2. Zerk now going to be finishing things off, and it is a double kill of his own, leaving Woxic all alone. That's the end of that. That's the end of the half. They take the lead you were hoping for, and Frankie is over on the player floor to give us a taste of how the players are acting.
I am indeed, and yeah, as expected, EG letting out a very, very high-pitched squeal as they finished off that half. But of course, they were on the CT side. We know how much Mousesports loves this map. It was their pick after all. So I think they might have a few tricks up their sleeve after the break.
As a Spanish Counter-Strike would fan, me gusta. It is Evil Geniuses versus Mousesports, and it's so good. We had both teams fall flat yesterday in the opening stages of CORSAIR DreamHack Masters in Malmö. Now, dead even. Our machine, he's Henry. This is the pistol of the second half of our first map, and already Evil Geniuses have proven that they can stay competitive. It was a slow start.
It was a very slow start. After winning the pistol, they found themselves in hot water, losing that second round, but right back into it now with a lead 8-7 as they go into their T side. A split focusing towards the connectors coming through, but Carrigan has sussed it out, spamming off bullets for nothing connecting, and that'll be their cue to fully commit.
Already finding the first, and Tarek on triple gets the first warning shot, however, from Frozen. Much more than that. Wow, precise from Woxic! And the 2 of them working together to get the job done. It was 3 from Woxic, 2 from Frozen. A perfect start from Mousesports, almost flawless to keep that pistol round going.
Yeah, I love watching that P2000 from Woxic every single time. He seems so crispy with it. You can see this locking onto heads, even with that high sensitivity. He makes it look so easy. One of the few players still using the P2000. I respect it. And we'll get into the next round, 8-8. Are we going to have the force buy? We are indeed with no bomb plan. You don't see this too often. It's preferred to go for the eco and get the AKs out on the 3rd, but they're very confident in their own ability. It will be Deagle's CZs and a P250. The Deagle's going to be instrumental to the success here on the T side. Need to find those 1 Deags, the opening picks, ideally towards middle. Bomb focused towards the A ramp for now. That's going to be in the hands of Stanislaw. Ethan joining him. Watch out for his pistol. Very strong with that. And in terms of the CT setup, they have 3 rifles here. 2 FAMASs, 1 M4, couple of SMGs. Absolutely perfect what they're up against, and they'll try and hold on to their smoke as long as they can until they feel a threat.
Smoke deployed to ramp around the 70-second mark, just to try try and separate and segregate. It won't quite work out because now the rotate's coming in from EG. They started their initial investigation, still have their utility for the execute though, and that does look like that's what they're considering.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, Alex.
Smokes, a flash, and hope.
Ideally, just get the bomb down quickly and see how the post plant goes. You want to be trying to get towards CD spawn as well and pushing through those smokes with the flashbangs. That's going to be ideal. Lovely smoke from Mousesports, so that's going to delay things, especially when they've already committed with their smokes.
No, they might push through this. Rob's not going to get Molotoved off, not going to feel the heat just yet. They are pushing through, but no one to contest. That's perfect from Ethan. Frozen, however, has the perfect position. No Molotov. Normally, you expect to see Flame on that bench to stop a play just like that.
Yeah, that couldn't be better handled, really, from the Mousesports squad. You can see they're really up for it today. A completely different team to what we saw on Inferno yesterday.
Entirely.
They looked pretty weak then. It wasn't a team I'd seen before, to be honest with you. This is much more like it. You can see Voxic really giving it to him every single round. He's having a fantastic showing here, as now EG will have to go for a full eco. They've got themselves a couple of HE grenades. They're going to nade the window, I'd assume. They've smoked towards middle and actually nading towards a connector. Will that connect? No one there. The window would have actually maybe done some damage. Glock towards underpass, not going to have any fun there whatsoever. Cirque gets completely railed by Chris James from that. And the PD-50's significant damage actually ends up getting the frag there. Nice shot at range.
Yeah, brazen to take that fight. Oh, and Tarek will get the information that there's another close towards that connector. Frozen from window is feeling the pain, actually, from these sidearms. It is just P250s, but they're managing to keep the CTs suppressed. It's quite the split. EG, they couldn't do it with Armored Deagles in the second, but so far they got the opening frag they needed and a FAMAS into the unarmored hands of Tarek. Try and set him up for a frag on towards Rob, so that nade is going to do so much damage. Breezy down to 10, Tarek cut down to size.
So with no grenades here, just looking for any sort of kills available to them. Tarek boosted up with the FAMAS, the only weapon they had there. That's been removed. Going to be difficult to recover. Another boost or a jump required from Ethan here is short. He'll go in towards CPL. Carrigan rotating towards B, and that's the correct move. You can see them towards the B apartments here with the bomb. Lovely boost from Frozen. In my book, guaranteed round for Mousesports here.
Certainly looks like it.
Couldn't be better. With the timing, the setup they have, should be absolutely fine.
Well, yeah, with the boost on the box, his health is negligible as well. Well, the impact that that damage will have, and yeah, Carrigan, he can handle this. Dan, however, does get one. Frozen finish things off nicely. They are chipping away at them. The CTs, they end with what, like 9 and 14 health respectively, but it's enough. And so Mousesports will find themselves double digits on the CT side. It's a quick start. Let's not forget, this is the first 3 rounds of our second half of our first map of this best of 3 elimination series.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Yeah, Mirage, Train, and Overpass is your map pool.
Nice little map pool there. I hope it does get their third. Overpass would be a lot of fun between these two. Either way, 10-8, first gun round coming through. Evil Genius is yet to post a round here in the second after winning the first 8-7. They do have rifles across the board, 3 Kriegs, bit of a mainstay in CSGO these days. And it's going to be that fast approach towards the apartments. You saw this from Mousesports in the first, but they know how to shut it down, no problem whatsoever. Robs with a guaranteed frag with the UMP towards the A ramp, and this is looking very well held. Mousesports aren't missing a beat right now, Alex.
Yeah, they're not missing a shot either. Robs, he didn't have to do anything really, he just had to be given the freebie. After the damage was coming out, this pressure was coming out from Woxic. Again, it's Woxic applying pressure. AWP did connect, and bullets from his teammates to finish things off. Cirque, he's trapped. Can't leave Palace in either of the 2 options he has. And so for now, just a matter of time before 11's on the board for Mousesports. Gave it a good go. Woxic, however, not going to be too slow.
And in the context of this tournament, if you think back to New York, of course, we've got the Intel Grand Slam on the line here at DreamHack Masters. They've already got a notch in their belt, EG that is. They go out here in the group stages, that'll be gut-wrenching for them, considering how well they played and how many teams they stunned over in New York. They looked unbelievably good.
Of course, and you can see this is their second tactical timeout. They are trying to scramble to ensure that this doesn't spiral out of control. Mirage being the first map, this was where Mousesports chose to take it, but by no means is Train going to be a guarantee. You want to have that spotless run, which they did, by the way, all the way up into the grand finals of New York. They didn't drop a game, they didn't drop a map. And
until the final.
Yeah, the final was the first time we saw EG bleed, really.
And that was on Train. So.
Okay, now you're painting a picture.
There it is.
Hello, Henry.
You know what I'm saying.
Put that paintbrush away. Bob Ross, everybody, joining me here at the casting desk.
Well then, it's going to be EG down to the pistols again. You do have a lot of execution potential. You think back to the old days of the Tech 9. These executions towards the A side used to be deadly. The run and gun technique with that Tech 9 used to yield a bomb find almost every single time. Now it looks like a B fake here. You've got 3 players all going towards underpass. I thought they were going to try and jump through and cause a bit of damage towards the B side and allow rotation to come through. They're going for the A split instead, so towards underpass, and then they're setting up smokes now for them to get through that position with the flashbang. So their cue to go through connector should be coming in very quickly.
Their first loss under the EG organization was to Greyhound Gaming. Frozen, however.
Oh, the timing there.
Oh my god, because of the positioning of the splat! Okay, panic over, but that looked ridiculous. I've never seen Counter-Strike timing like that. The cover of the metal obscuring him when he went for the repeat, that was some funky business. But we can all rest and relax. Certainly you can if you're a Mousesports player. Maybe not if you're Chris J, though, because he's got pistols pushing him. He's just no sweat at all on the brow of Chris J. He's dealt with it, and he continues to do exactly that. All of them feeling the wrath of his AWP. B-side safe 12 for Mouse.
Oh, I love it when Chris J gets going like that. They're having some fun over there as well. The second shot was just wild here. First one was great, takes the bomb down, but look how quick he is on that one. Sir gets a taste of his own medicine there, and we'll see Chris J pick up 3.5 kills. He deserved the 4th there. We'll give it to him.
Yeah, I think
That's what I put on the scoreboard.
Yeah, come on, somebody.
Rack it up.
Hack the mainframe, give him an extra frag, because he deserves it. That would have put him on 10. Quite quiet from Chris J up until that point, but he delivers when it matters. So Tarek's initial job complete. He wants to try and draw out some of that B utility early. He gets Karakin's Molotov, gets that flashbang thrown. A 1-3-1 attack. 3 prongs to this assault. Tarek's about to make it 2. As he rejoins the mid squad, Ethan will be the presence in apps, because what Mousesports were doing so well before, they had Rops in Palace. Now Ethan, on the other side of things, is looking to find similar success. It really was a big half from Rops. Mousesports 4 away from knocking EG down a peg again.
Absolutely. Ethan to flash in towards the A side for them. Voxic detects the presence. Nice incendiary as well. I'll buy him some time. He's looking for the cross here. It's going to be Frozen open things up. But there is the trade. Big one as well. Voxic misses the shot with the AWP. He's got backup from Rops towards CT as the bomb will attempt to be planted at this stage. Voxic painted into a corner. You can spam that ticket booth as he tucks himself to the corner. Flashbang is not effective, but the headshots certainly are. Cree delivering. Bomb down. That buys some time. And Chris J actually makes it a 2 versus 1 now. Tarek with 25 seconds and no chance in hell of pulling that one off. How are these shots connecting every single time for Mousesports?
We talk about it on the analyst desk, we talk about it on the casting desk, we talk about it when we're sitting at home sipping a cold one. It is the double AWP of Mousesports. So damn good. Chris J and Woxic, when they're both on, you put those weapons in their hands, they're winning rounds where that should have been so much harder. I mean, they had the sight, they had the take, they had the equal mans. I think it was about 3v3 in them into that mid round, and then it just spirals for EG.
They had the AWPs completely overwhelmed. They were stuck in towards the corner. They couldn't really find any positional control. All of a sudden, wallbangs start coming through, headshots through boxes. It's all sorts of crazy here. And EG are down 13-8 on their T side of Mirage, and they're looking down the barrel of an eco once again, or at very least a partial buy. What is that, Chibi Weavy?
I think that might be a...
Yeah, it is a Chibi Weavy.
Oh my god, I haven't seen one of them in a while.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a fan of those.
That's cool. So Frozen, of course, bringing his shower scrub with him today. Planning on getting sweaty.
20 frags for Voxic and Frozen. Frozen started off very quiet until his first half as well. He is loud and proud right now.
No crowd now. But of course, the Malmö Arena will be once again home to some Counter-Strike once we get to those playoffs. A bit quicker towards B this time. They only have one rifle to play around, and it's Tarek. They've left him to his own devices in the middle. They want to draw all of the fire, all of the attention. They haven't cleared bench, and now Chris J can strike. Backs are still turned. The comms haven't quite come through, at least not concisely. Stan, however, pushing forward. Oh, it's up against the AWP. He could try and bait and switch here on Woxic. Takes the fight, and now NR... Whoa, there it is! There it is! Nearly did it.
Yeah.
That was my first one. That was my first one.
Yeah, we didn't do that once in New York. No. We're actually pretty good.
I just saw Stan and...
Yeah.
NRG slipped out.
The memories came back.
Yeah. Stan the man joining it. EG, of course, now EG, Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue as easily as NRG.
Yeah, it doesn't.
EG.
Starting with a vowel, brain struggles.
Wow. Speaking of struggles, Tarek's got the Mac 10. They have got the AWP for Cirque, but they don't have all the utility required, but there's enough, that's for sure. See if this Mac 10 can be a catalyst to success. It does have some advantages as run and gun. It can have very fast movement. We'll see if they can make it work. They smoke towards the connector and presumably the window as well, so that's to be setting that up.
They're running out of chances now here, EG.
Absolutely.
It's their best shot, really. Must-win round for the North American squad. Completely different Mousesports that we saw yesterday.
So good right now.
My goodness, yeah, they look great.
Like all the players that were struggling yesterday look fantastic. Frozen's looking lights out on the CT side. Rops has done God's work on the T side. And Carrigan, solid game as usual. Voxic, so fast, it's unbelievable. And so far, barely dropped anything here in the second half. Rops continues that strong form. It's the Molotov that finally takes him down, but they've got the man advantage here. And Frozen wants to take that one step further. It's Christian to strike first. He gets the bomb. This is just unstoppable from Mousesports.
They had all the pieces of the puzzle in the right place and now destabilized by that mid-aggression. Chris J, he forces stand just as he's been investing all of that time to sit in the smoke. He turns to try and find the trade from that mid-aggression. And Frozen can catch him as the smoke dissipates. That's 15 now for Mouse. This isn't going to be a close game by the end of it. We said keeping things equal. Let's not forget it was an 8-7 half. EG yet to find a single T round here on Mirage.
Yeah, and they're 8-0 up now on the Mousesports side. Pretty unreal stuff. Tactical timeout for Sanistor. It's going to have to be some speech he's going to give at this point. What can they do with this? They've got a Galil and 1 AK, 3 Kriegs, Tarek with no grenades whatsoever. Cirque, same story. Do they pick up the pace? Do they go for another default, a straight up execution? Doesn't seem to be much talking going on, and the morale seems a little bit low, and understandably so. They haven't really found anything in the second half at all. No rounds and barely any close clutches.
Yeah, I don't really know if it's even possible at this point, given what we've seen from EG's T side so far. It's been relatively uninspired. However, it is just, so was Mousesports. It wasn't like they were changing the game. Admittedly, there was a bit more volatility in the hits, but still, it's just been a question of individuals. And right now, Mousesports, they've got 4, if not 5 of the better players in the server. Optic willing to take an aggressive line. They've got so many rounds to play with. You can take a couple of gambles. This one, admittedly, not perhaps classed as a gamble. He can safely escape through that smoke should he need to. Fires off the shot and does just that.
Well then, all on the line here. 7 rounds in a row required from the North American squad. They currently have 1 smoke, a single Molotov, and a flashbang. Really doesn't look great. And that's, if they win this round, they've still got to get 6 in a row after that.
Tested, he will be able to escape, and the call will be made. A lot of pressure coming your way. Does get more than perhaps he bargained for. Gets the first. Cirque anticipating the push, and that's a great start for EG. He gave them the pistol round, and now he's looking to give them another chance, another opportunity in their first T round. Bomb going down now. Cirque again, that's 3. He's on for the ace at this point. He knows where one of the 2 is. Frozen, window, CT is Chris J.
Well, CTs probably can't win the round at this stage, but they could probably cause some financial ruin if possible. Frozen watching the extremities of the map, seeing if anyone will be pushing in towards his CORSAIR as he makes his way towards the jungle position. Breezy's waiting with the Krieg. Should be no way Frozen could find that kill as he drops back towards CT spawn. He's got the AK in hand on the CT side, so he might as well hold on to that for the uninitiated. That's a weapon you cannot buy on the CT side. It has 1 tap potential. It'll be very good to close things out on that CT side. They just need 1 more round, so might as well hold on to it. And it'll be Frozen now, holding towards the kitchen position. Chris J watching the flanks towards the B apartment, and it'll be a very nice round there. But that took a lot of individual performance from Cirque, especially 3 kills for him, on for the ace. Can they keep that up? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, just as I say that Mousesports have the better individuals, Cirque reminds me who he is. Great first onto Woxic, that was a necessity, but this one's just swinging around, aware of the gap that was about to be exploited in the third, just over the smoke as well. Stops Carrigan from dealing damage from that short position. You can catch them all the way, crossing towards triple. Such a strong line of sight, but he ensures that it's covered, and Cirque, he's caught. M4 from Rops up against the AWP. That is ballsy.
That's a clothesline. Completely knocks him on his ass there, as Tarek will now be taking the 22 HP, 5 versus 4. This is not looking good. It's going to take something remarkable to keep them in this map now.
Yeah.
What a shot from Robs towards the A round. That's some confidence right there.
Yeah, it starts with a clothesline, and now EG going to be hung out to dry. Nothing they can really do about this one. Tarek has thrown away his weapon. He's on a retrieval mission for something new. An upgrade, perhaps. Frozen,
I'd imagine the orb.
There it is.
Yeah. He's low HP, wants to just have that potential of finding the one shot, holding it around. Flashbang coming in, though. Looks like Mousesports have done enough here, but maybe there's something to say about that.
Frozen, that Molotov enables him to hold this line, really? Oh, that's going to catch them off. Stan's head gone. Breezy should be too. Great trade. Mechanics from Breezy. The very tippy top of his game leaves him in a 3 versus 3. 47 seconds as Carrigan arrives on connector. The bomb's still not down. Perhaps a little hasty from Carrigan. Now Tarek has made that happen. Off the back of this timeout, looks like they're stringing together a couple. I say that. Chris J has other plans. Tarek with that scavenged orb enables him to put it into a 2 versus 1. Woxic, he has to be so fast. There's no way he can take the double peek if they do it from default and Palace respectively. But now he's got a chance, and oh my goodness. Ooh. Ethan, he's going to scour. Get as far away from that as possible. He's going to have to touch the bomb. Woxic. Ethan might call the bluff. He's trying to fake. Yeah, do it with the P250.
Exactly. There's loads of little tricks you can do when you're defusing the bomb. You can throw grenades, you can scope, you can slash your knife. Just trying to suggest that he wasn't defusing there. It's kind of like a double bluff almost, but there it is. It's going to be the 10th round for EG as they manage to keep their head in the game here. 15-10, 5 rounds in a row now. Starting to look a little bit more possible.
I'll just let you know right now, I would have totally fallen for that from Woxic. I'm hearing the scoping, I'm like, ha, this idiot. I know what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what he's up to. They charge up middle. EG, okay. So we're stringing together 2 T rounds, their first 2 T rounds. Now they're finding a bit of spring in their step, and so is Chris J. This could be an overextension. They're right next to each other on the other side of the smoke. They'll be able to find a nice line. Tarek, however, decides better of it. Instead, just a Molotov. Frozen tucked in on TPL. They don't have a flash for this necessarily, or they did, but he evades it nicely and finds him the first blood they were looking for.
Nice incendiary from Frozen as well. Buys himself a little bit of wiggle room here as he goes through the vent toward the window room. Breezy will bring things back to a 4 versus 4. In terms of HP, it's just Frozen has been tagged up now. He's got 46 HP. Still a few smokes on the CT side. Can't say the same for Evil Geniuses here. Their last bit of utility is going to be that Molotov that's thrown towards the window. Ethan might be calling in for a boost here for Stanislaw, but now focusing his efforts towards that connector. 1 round away from defeat here in the first. Frozen. Difficult spot. This is a one and done position with his HP. Let's see if it transpires that way.
Hoping that they'll be looking towards connector. The flash is so good. And oh my goodness, he's able to get the double. Woxic with a huge flash enables Frozen to find his third.
Well, here we go. 3 on 2. Carrigan waiting. Trying to run down that clock. They'll make their way towards the B side. We have 1 player there. That's going to be Breezy. Drops down towards the van. Carrigan nails the first. He's got to deal with 1 more here. 3 versus 1, but Breezy's certainly capable of winning these sort of rounds. Can he do it? He certainly can't. It's going to be a resounding victory there for Mousesports in the second half. A different team than what we saw yesterday. That was very impressive and a sign of things to come. Potentially Chris J on a bit of a show as well. I like that.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. 27 frags for Frozen. That's a complete revival after Inferno yesterday. He's back in business, and so are Mousesports, as they are now 1 map away from throwing the knockout blow to EG. Their Intel Grand Slam run is going to get so much more bumpy if Mousesports continue this.
That was a lot of fun, and we're going to have map number 2 in about 3 Pingu's time, and that's for the uninitiated. That's about 15 minutes.
That's correct, yeah.
Newt, we'll see you there.
Yeah, basically.
Do you remember Pingu?
No, man.
There's a little clay penguin.
No, I'm not having any recollection.
Oh.
Honestly, the only... was Hafu? Did Hafu do that? Was that her thing?
Who's Hafu?
Never mind. Hearthstone streamer, just forget it, dude. My former roommate at one point.
Oh, okay.
Point being, let's talk about T sides and how important they are, especially if you are the side of Evil Geniuses. You need some T rounds. That's just the way these things are going to work out. You're not going to win the map if you don't get any T rounds after having a pretty back and forth first half.
Well, normally, well, not normally, but you could technically get away with just winning 1 T round. Yeah, but then well, that's not this case at all. But the first half of this game, right, I think the Romps did a fantastic job in the very early stages, right? I think it was rounds 2 and rounds 3 where he had 2 big impact rounds. He dropped the Krieg on the second round after the lost pistol, gets 3 massive kills after they lose the entry, and then the following round he also saves them in a 1-on-2 situation. That really set up the platform for the other individuals on this team to get going. From there you could see Woxic, you could see Frozen, they started to get into the game, but without without ROPS in the early stages of the first half, EG could have had a really good chance to mount a dominant CT side like what we just saw out of Mousesports there.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that second by SG win, I think the second round has really plagued a lot of these teams with their preparations. You can see it sometimes with their buy on that CT side, even if they win their pistol. They're not really prepared for it. I think some players are still in that mindset of, you know, they want to go with the conservative buy, try to make as much money as they can. But with these SGs and AKs being forced up in that second round, I think the CTs need to really put some more oomph in their purchases.
A little bit of oomph in their step. That's what we're going to see across the numbers. Frozen having a tear here against the Evil Geniuses, 27-15 with 104.9 ADR thus far in the series. And that's just map 1. That was just Mirage. Let's just already start to talk about Train, EG's map choice.
Choo-choo.
Yeah, choo-choo.
Well, they need to come alive right now, yeah. And this is a map which I touched on before that they were able to beat Astralis on twice now, you know. So that's not a easy scalp to take, some might say. But going into this, we just saw Voxic and Chris J online with the double AWP setup on that CT side. So if they can bring that in again, they get to start on the CT side of Train right now, Trace. It could be relatively problematic if EG can't come alive. They were loud on the pistol, then it all simmered down.
Yeah, I mean, it simmered down so much to a point where it just stopped altogether. Christine, what were the real flaws here for the side of EG? Why couldn't they get things going?
Again, it's that second round. After they lost that second round, I believe they lost 7 rounds in a row or so. I mean, they just weren't able to get back into it. And that's what happens on your defending side. Once the game kind of gets out of your hand, it's so hard to get back into it because of the economy, right? So coming out on this T side first half on Train, they need to secure that pistol and be ready for that second round.
Chad, would you like to give us a B-Stream update? Or I can pull it up.
You do the B-Stream update. I don't want to get heartbroken by Liquid.
Okay, fine. I'll give the B-Stream update for Liquid. Right now, 13-12. Liquid had a pretty good first half. Looks like they had a 10-5 first half. But then...
How good is Elige?
Yeah, Elige was almost, I think he was up to like 20 frags in the first half. Now sitting on 29-15, 120 ADR. He's doing work over there. But it has gotten scarily close for that of Liquid. Now, let me remind you all that these are elimination matches.
Yeah, these are go-home matches.
These are the adios muchachos matches.
These are like for this caliber of team, this is like book your flight home tomorrow type losses. Like that's what this means when you lose in this stage of a tournament, when you're expected to definitely make it to the playoffs, when you're expected to go deep to the semis, and some of these teams even make it to the grand final.
We're gonna go deep right now into a break, because coming up after that break, we have another map coming your way. Right here, EG selects Train against Mousesports, who have picked up the first map of this series in a best of 3, and this is a big one. One of these teams is going home. Is it gonna be the Evil Geniuses, or is it gonna be Mousesports? Find out when we come back.